Hello and welcome to the first segment of Arduino course that I'm going to be teaching you. That is just basic robotics, and this is gonna be really easy. Okay, so I'll be speaking in English mostly, and if you guys want a Hindi English mix kind of tutorial, then you can message me separately or comment down below in the comment section. So first that thing that we are gonna do is we're gonna download Arduino. So I have it downloaded, but I will tell you the steps to download Arduino. So we need to download Arduino, and we'll see a website that is arduino.cc arrow software. Okay, so this is downloading the software for Arduino. We'll go on this link. Here you can see you can download it for Windows 7 and newer versions, zip file app, or any Linux version or Mac OS version. So you can download it from here. So as you know, I have already downloaded it. I'll still show you the download page, and this is not asking for money, but yes, if you want to donate to the development team, then you can support Arduino ID and you can donate as much as you want. But if you just want to download, you can just click on just download, and you will see this page open up. You can see this dialog box open up, and you can just download it. I'll just download it, it's fine. Okay, so as you can see, I have downloaded it, and now this is .exe version, that is executable file, so I can just install it. So apart from this, what we are gonna do today is we are gonna know what is Arduino and how are we going to use it. Okay, so I'm creating a new circuit here. I'm just showing you the Arduino board. Okay, so this is the Arduino board, and if you want to simulate this online, if you don't have a Arduino board, you can go over to tinkercad.com, and at the left side, as you saw earlier, there is an option for a circuits panel, and you can go on the circuit panel and just start a new circuit. Here you will see in basic components Arduino Uno R3. Okay, so Arduino is a company that makes stuff like Arduino board, and Uno R3 is the version of the Arduino board we are going to use. Okay, so why are we using this Arduino board in the robotics course? We are using this just to help us make the circuit, help us to facilitate the circuit. As you know, if you want to make a micro circuit or a small circuit at your place, you will need some medium. Okay, so as you know, if you are from an electrical background, or if you have done 10th or 12th, if you are younger, you won't know much about it, but if you have studied electricity anywhere in your life, you will know that if we ground the current, it dissipates in the ground. So okay, so it just goes off. Similarly, the negative part in any kind of circuit that we are gonna make generally goes to the ground section. So we can't ground any kind of network basically in the ground, so we need some kind of medium. So we need this Arduino board just to connect the ground. Okay, so why do we need the Arduino board? We need the Arduino board to make robotics easier, as Arduino has developed this board specifically for robotics, basic robotics. For advanced robotics, we need a few more items, but first we are going to discuss about basic robotics. Okay, so this board helps us program our electrical circuits, and I'll tell you how. For example, we have the 7-segment display. Okay, as you have seen, or you must have seen, the digital watches. What tells the watch that if it's 1 o'clock, then this LED and this LED will light up? This is told to the 7-segment display through some kind of programming that is done in some kind of code. And here that board for us is Arduino board. Okay, so today we are not going to discuss much about civil segment. We will soon discuss about it, but for now we just need to know what is this Arduino board and what all do we have here. Yeah, so you need to know about the components of this Arduino board. This is the Atmega chip, and this is the power cable that goes here. If you want to upload any kind of program, then you need to connect the Arduino with the laptop or your PC. Then you would need this wire for sure. After running this, you can just connect a battery here in this port, and the board will work. Now this red button is to just reset the code that is uploaded in this board. At one time only one code can be uploaded, and even if you remove this power cable, the code will be saved in this board. Now what do you need to know is the L here is a basic LED. TX and RX are transmitting and receiving. So here the 0 and 1 pin are for transmission and receiving. So the receiving end receives the signals and the transmitting end transmits the signal, except that we have many pins here, as you can see. So these are the digital pins. We will discuss PWM later that have this dash sign, the VV dash sign, and here we have the power pins, here we have the analog pins. So the digital input output will go through these pins, the analog input will be from here, and the power will be from here. So we have the ground pin and 1 to 0 to 13, but we will see like 2 to 13 would be normal pins, and transmission and receiving would be 0 and 1. Here we have A0 to A5 analog pins, and here we have the ground, voltage input, 5 volt, 3.3 volt, reset, these all pins here. So what basically we do here is like the Tinkercad website that I already told you. You can register here to make any kind of circuit. We can see the code here. Okay, we don't do block coding, we do text coding, and that is C++ code here. Okay, and yeah, this is it. We can also see that we have a single component list, that is Arduino. We come back here, we close the code, we open the components. We have a lot of components. This is just the basic, and we can see many more components for circuits to be made. Now if we talk about Arduino, I already told you how to install Arduino. Here we do C++ coding. If you guys don't know how to code in C++, you can go over to my other playlist where I have taught how to do C++ coding. If you already know C++ coding, then this would be easy. If you don't know, then I can explain a bit here, but you must know a bit of coding to understand what I'm doing here. So void setup. In the setup section we write, in the setup brackets we write, basically we assign things. So we will tell Arduino what things are for. For example, I connect pin 5 to the breadboard, and through that I connect a LED, and I am giving output from the board to the LED, that the LED should be should be glowing. So basically I am giving output to pin number 5 because the LED is connected to pin number 5. So what do I need to do here is I'll just go and I'll write a code that tells the computer and the Arduino board that the pin number 5 is for output, and whatever is connected, I'll give the instruction in this section, the loop section. Now the loop section goes on forever. So if you write that the output is in pin 5 in the setup section, the compiler will read the setup section once, where it will know the pin 5 is for output. Then it will go over to void loop, and it will keep on running the void loop section, because it is a loop. It will execute the code there, and it will come back again to execute it. It will execute it infinite times. So here, if we write a code to glow the light, it will glow forever. If we write a code to glow the light, then switch it off for 10 seconds, then the light will glow, and then it will switch off for 10 seconds, and this will go on forever. Glow, switch off, 10 seconds. Glow, switch off, 10 seconds. So the loop goes on forever, and the setup is read once. Now, if you have an Arduino, you need to go to tools, you need to go to board, and you need to select Arduino Uno board. Also, when you connect the board to the laptop or to the PC, you will see a port. Okay, so we have two ports here, COM3, COM4. I still have not connected my Arduino. When I connect my Arduino, a port with Arduino Uno in bracket would show up. I need to select that port for this Arduino to work. This is the verify button. The compiler would verify if your code is correct or not. This is the upload button. The code is uploaded directly to the Arduino board. Okay, so if you didn't verify and you upload the code, it will verify itself. But if you upload without connecting the Arduino board, then it would verify, but it will also show error. Okay, now we'll move on to our Arduino board. So this is our Arduino board, and I have already made a circuit for you guys so that it shouldn't be messy. As you can see, I have a lot of circuits here, and we are going to study all of them. Yes, we are going to study all of them. So let's tinker this one. Okay, so here is the code, void setup. Okay, so we set up the code as 13th pin output. Just don't see the syntax, just look at what I'm saying. 13th pin output, and we have connected the 13th pin to the LED, cathode of the LED. Now we wrote a code that 13 is high, there is a break of 1000 milliseconds. Okay, so whatever the delay we put, it is of milliseconds. Then we have 13th pin low for 1000 milliseconds. Okay, so the code goes off, and we'll just simulate it. And as you can see, it glows for 1 second, and then it goes off for 1 second. So this is the code. Now how do we write that? Okay, so now we are starting the code, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a code for you. Okay, so what does this code signify is that pin mode is for the number of the pin and the mode of the pin. So the pin number is 13 and the mode is output. As we have pin at the starting, we take the first parameter as the pin number, we have mode after that, so we will write the mode of the pin, that is output. So now how will Arduino describe that the LED or whatever the pin is connected to should be high, should be lit up? So basically, as you know, the computer language works on 0 and 1. Similarly, in electrical terms, 0 means off and 1 means on. So to describe 0 and 1, we use two words, low and high. We can use 0 and 1 as well, but as we use later on we use analog, we can't use 0 and 1 for high and low. Okay, so I'm gonna be using high and low specific words, and generally the mode and these words are in all caps, and this is a case sensitive language, so please be careful about it. And whenever you write a code, it will change color if the code is right. Okay, So I have written digital write 13 as high. So this defines that we are telling that in digital mode we are telling the Arduino board to turn the 13th LED on, or to turn the 13th pin on. Okay, so next we will put a delay. Delay is stopping for n milliseconds, whatever you wanna put in n is a variable. So here I have taken 1000 milliseconds. Okay, so I'll just comment it. So if we put double slash, that is a comment. Now I'll just turn the LED off. So what will I write in the bracket? It's pretty obvious, 13 comma low, and I'll give another delay for 1000 milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds is 1 second, so 1 second delay. Now let's just make it compact. Okay, so the semicolon at the end represents end of line. If you have used C++ or you know C++ programming, then you would know that what is a terminator. A semicolon is generally a terminator that is used to tell the program that it is the end of line. Now we are gonna just copy it. Well, we can verify here. We need to save it. I'll just save it as YouTube one. See, it's compiling the sketch. If there are any errors, it will tell us the errors, specific errors. Okay, done compiling. As you can see, the code is perfectly right. If we go on to the Tinkercad website, we can go over to the code. We can just paste our code here and just start the simulation. So as you can see, the LED is glowing every 1 second, and in whatever way I want to change, I can change this. Also, the 13th pin is the general pin for glowing this light as well. So as this is glowing every second, the L pin will also glow every second. There is also an LED that describes or tells us that whether the board is on or not, nothing else. So yes, this was the basic part 1 of Arduino, where I just told you what is Arduino and what are we doing with Arduino, with a basic code of glowing an LED. Also, you can just see the connections. The 13th pin is connected to the cathode of the LED, and the anode is connected with the resistor, and the resistor is connected with 5V input. 5V input to resistor to LED. Now for those who don't know how the breadboards are connected, in these two sections where we have the alphabets, these sections are joined vertically. As you can see, whenever I take my cursor on any kind of dot, the vertical lines shows in green. So the connections are vertically. If I place the cathode here and I join this wire here just below it, then the cathode is connected to this wire. So this means the cathode is connected to the 13th pin of the board. But in the plus and minus section, in the positive and negative section, the wires, the holes are connected in horizontal. And so if we ever do connections in future, I will show you, like this whole row would be for negative and this would be for positive. There is no such thing that you can't connect positive and negative section. It's just to facilitate so that the user remembers what is the positive and what is the negative. If you switch negative to positive by mistake in the circuit would break, and your circuit can have any kind of complications. It can also catch fire if it's on high voltage. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, that you don't connect negative to positive. So we are pretty much done with the tutorial. And if you guys like the first part of the Arduino basics tutorial and the Arduino basic concepts, I think you are starting to get some of the concepts that I taught today. So yeah, if you liked the first part of the video, stay tuned with us, subscribe my channel, like the video, and wait for the next part of the video. See you next time.